Welcome to a new podcast of Suddenly Ajussi. My name is Heiko.
I'm Myunghyun.
Yeah, so another week. Um, it's around 8 a.m. in the morning in Korea. How did you sleep?
Not like I didn't sleep well
Why is that?
yesterday. I don't know. I just talked to one girl from an app till like 2 a.m.
Wow.
We
Which
made a
which app?
phone call. Coffee Meet Bagel. Do you know?
That's my
Have you heard
favorite.
of it?
You
Is it?
remember when I used the Coffee Bagel app for you? Just I picked the girls.
Yeah.
I think it was my
Uh,
favorite most
mm, mm,
yeah, my
mm,
favorite activity back then
mm,
because um, I like the app because it shows the person in a different way, not
mm,
only through photos, but if I can remember, it's through quotes and
mm, mm.
maybe voice
Right,
also. Yeah,
right. A voice is from the other app, I think.
yeah. Okay, then I
Yeah.
mixed them up.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Is it a girl I know? Is it a girl I picked?
No, the very new one, I think.
And you made a phone call till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Where's she from?
She is from, I think, she is Korean but moved to United States, and she's
Okay,
American.
okay.
She
So
got a
2
citizenship.
till 2 a.m. That means it should be around noon her time.
No, she's in Korea.
Oh, she's in Korea.
She works in
Okay,
Korea. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, just some like casual chat. It was fun.
The 2
Yeah,
a.m.
yeah. We couldn't stop talking. That is a
Uh,
good sign.
that's
Yeah.
that's always a good sign. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. If the conversation is ending in a few minutes, then
mm.
it's hard.
Anyway, what did you do? It's your what? Is it midnight, right? Almost 11.
Yeah, it's past midnight.
Uh,
It's not easy to find a suitable
mm,
time for the both of us. So I think we can change it from time to time. But
mm,
what I what I noticed is I feel kind of a sleep high,
mm.
and it makes talking a bit easier. Yeah,
That's
I mean, I mean,
sounds good.
I um, I mean, we planned this podcast every week, and um, we check what time we can do it. And today I woke up quite early, and I always had in the back of my head, I had this appointment. I have to, yeah, I have to keep me awake, and at a certain time when it's past, you just feel a bit high. And as for now, I think if we're done with this podcast, I cannot directly go to sleep. Yeah, that's the that's adrenaline kicking in, and probably watch some reels.
Till like
But
4 a.m. Right?
wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first
Mm,
time. But today, yeah, I woke up early, drove my wife to Pilates. She's an instructor. She has her class in the morning, and because the subway has some construction work for the next 3 months, it's a bit tricky. So instead, her going by bus for almost 50 minutes, I just drive her for 20 minutes. Yeah. So that will be going on for the next 3, 4 months. But that's fine. I picked up some German bread. I went to play golf.
mm.
Today was my golf day. Yeah.
Then you should be very tired.
I am. But as I mentioned, once you reach or pass the threshold, you're just a bit high.
Mm.
Yeah. But golf was fun. My lower back hurts for a real Ajussi problem.
You're too old. Yeah.
Yeah. How's your health?
Just so. It's just I
Also,
always have that the pain from the uh back disc slippery.
Um,
You know.
yeah,
So I go
still.
to a little bit because it's just like 7, 8 months has
Mm,
passed. So doctor said it's gonna take 2 years
wow.
to get recovered. But actually, anyway, that slippery cannot be recovered fully. It cannot be
Okay.
fully recovered. So I have to be
Mm.
careful always. Yeah.
But you mentioned you did some deadlifts.
Oh yeah, by mistake. I didn't know that it's prohibited for the patient.
Oh, yeah, because I think deadlift, it's easy to assume that it's coming from the back, but you have to keep your core tight and do it out of your like do it with your legs. Yeah, it's always yeah, it comes with age. It's like I have sometimes I have to carry those heavy boxes of
Okay,
water.
right.
So what you naturally do, you just lift it with your back
Mm.
instead of going down and lifting with your legs. Yeah.
So I basically cannot carry most of things, you know, like suitcase, water.
You have to you have to go down with your,
Mm.
like squat and then lift
Yeah,
it with
no,
your keep
right.
your oh yeah I had quite big issues a few weeks ago. My back always hurts from time to time when I sit for a very long time, and then sometimes gets so sore, or not sore, but very tight, and it hurts even when I like put on my underwear. You know, you have to
Uh,
lift your
that
legs
is
to get
that is a typical symptom, you know,
if you
of
have troubles.
this. Yeah, that is very like a casual symptom of disc slippery.
Yeah, because something like this, you imagine it should be easy to do. Just lift your leg,
Mm.
one leg and the other leg, but somehow it's so hard suddenly. Yeah, so what I need is usually I just go to do some random sports where yeah, you just have a lot of movement and then few weeks later you just feel better. But I still have some issues, I think.
To the doctor,
Yeah,
took an X-ray.
okay. But what
That
does the
is,
doctor recommend?
I got a shot
Wow, like an injection
injection on my back and
yeah,
three times I think.
in a row, like week
Yeah,
after week.
every day. Yeah, no, every one day I think. Every day,
Okay.
day by day. Yeah, so yeah, it works. It helps.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And like you inject this stuff and do, do you feel do you feel pain afterwards or just immediately feel better?
I think it takes some time to getting better. Like
Mm,
one or I took a rest for 1 month. I think 1 or 2 months. I had a pain, but yeah, it significantly gets better. So yeah.
mm. Yeah,
Anyway,
I think
doctor's
I'm
gonna give you like proper how to say
treatment.
treatment.
Sometimes I don't trust doctors. But yeah, a friend of mine who also had some issues in the lower back. I think he once went to the doctor and also got shots, and he felt much better afterwards. And I think his back was very tight. Yeah, so I think maybe relaxed the nervous system. Yeah, yeah. I think sometimes when I sneeze, it also hurts.
Yeah, that
Oh my
is a
fuck,
disc
fuck.
slippery, you know.
Is it?
Yeah, you cannot sit. You cannot sit for a long time because of the pain, right?
This I can do. But when I get up,
You
I
feel
feel my lower back.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think that
maybe
it. You should go check.
oh
Maybe we need
shit.
to change our topic to health.
To
What
health.
what injury have you ever get
Let's
in
talk
your
about
life?
this. Let's talk about injuries. Let's talk about health and yeah, yeah. Originally, I think we planned to do a lifestyle episode about movies and books. Um, but since transition is so smooth, just let's talk about health. So, what do you usually do to improve your health?
I think I just recently do boxing, as you know. Every morning I try to go every morning, but now I go like twice or three times a week, and I lost like about 5 kilograms
Wow.
boxing.
Wow.
And I think the controlling weight is everything about
About
health.
health?
Yeah. What do you do?
I mean, I for me personally, the most important thing is to have sleep,
Oh yeah, that is.
like enough sleep and good sleep. I think we both read this book about sleep. It's Why We Sleep. This the book, and I think it opened my eyes. And the professor showed so many studies that show that a good sleep is one of the best medicines for better, healthier, longer life. And that's why I put a lot of emphasis on sleep, even though I have to admit I have trouble finding my sleep at the same time, like sleeping always at maybe 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. So it always varies. I rarely sleep before 11. It's usually between midnight and 1, sometimes 2. But I try to get a minimum of like 6 or 7 hours of sleep. And I also put like effort into a good pillow. Like this is where my consumption habits kick in again. A good pillow, like a good blanket. Yeah. Usually it's feel too hot in the evening or in the night, and sleepwear. Yeah. Like mattress and bedding I just cannot control much because it's hard to try out different things. But usually, like sleepwear, I have a certain fabric I like. And for the pillow, for example, I when I went to Japan, I had a custom pillow made. Yeah, so they measured my neck and my head and pressure points, and then they just created that pillow. Yeah, so that's do to improve health, so to speak. Otherwise, I cannot function. I get very kind of moody and during the day, and yeah, I don't have energy. I don't know how you feel.
Does the book has the book changed your habit, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, sometimes when you see social media, you see some reels about day in the life, or like they show the morning routines, and they usually start very early, like 4:30. Sometimes even I saw one post, and I think if you're not careful, you think, oh, that person only sleeps like 4 hours. And I think that's a very dangerous perception of people in social media, and especially for like younger kids. And also in the past I saw a lot of comments about like if you're successful or if you want to be successful, you have to wake up in at 4 in the a.m. and do start your day. But they never talk about the amount of sleep and how important sleep is. Because you think you can cut on sleep. I can be more productive. I can save 4 hours of sleep and I can work 4 hours. But in the end, it's just turned out to be kind of a lie. And I think that book, yeah, showed really that if you stick to the basics, like sleep, exercise, and diet, then you can be very healthy. That's why I think this book, I kind of recommend it to everyone.
I also was very impressed by the book, The Why We Sleep. And
Mm.
the professor said sleeping 4 hours, 5 hours. The short sleepers always, every short sleepers gets dementia.
Mm.
Alzheimer's in the end, and it's like very directly related.
Mm.
Yeah, these two are related. And also, I tried very hard. I changed all my blankets and pillows after I read that book, like you.
Uh-huh.
I think it takes pretty long time to change my habits. Now I sleep 8 hours every day.
Mm.
So today I
Mm.
slept very short, and I slept only like 5, 6 hours today. And I already feel kind of my heart is beating pretty fast compared to the
Mm.
other days.
Mm.
And I cannot, I already feel kind of fatigued, tired
Mm.
already.
Mm.
And I know that I'm gonna eat a lot today because it's very difficult to control eating
Yeah.
if you sleep less than 8 hours. But surprisingly, all these problems are solved when you sleep 8 hours.
Mm. Yeah,
You can
that's
control yourself much better, much lower anxiety level.
yeah.
And as the book said, depression is also highly related to sleep, like
Mm.
emotional control. So if you have a depression, you sleep less, you sleep late, and you have more depression.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. Yeah. It's yeah. There's so many things that can be affected by lack of sleep. I think the book mentioned that if you, for example, cut on sleep on weekdays, maybe you only sleep 6 hours, or let's say 5 hours. 5 hours. If you sleep 5 hours from Monday to Friday, you can get that lack of sleep back, for example, on the weekend. But only I think even 5 hours is too extreme. I think you cannot get that sleep back on the weekends. So if you're constantly sleeping less than 8 hours, it's just your body cannot get the sleep back and your body just gets worse and worse. But that's what I remember. And it kind of shocked me because you think, okay, I survived today, tomorrow I will also survive. But long term, I think you will harm your body. So if you are when you ask if that changed my perspective, definitely because it's one of my priorities now. Because it's so easy and I also like to sleep. Yeah. So like you or like both of us, we try to improve the quality through like bedding and sleepwear, pillow, maybe even like an eye mask or yeah, something like that.
In Korea, like, I also slept very short time when I
Mm.
was a teenager. I slept at 12 and wake up at 6 and went to school like that. That was my routine, and it's been repeated for too long time, I think.
Mm.
It should be damaged my brain and my emotions a lot. Book says if you want to memorize and learn new things, you have to sleep.
Mm.
Whenever I learn new thing, I sleep at 10 and sleep
Wow.
for like 8 hours and 9 hours or sometimes 10
Mm.
hours, and it
Mm.
really works. It's
Yeah.
different. It really, really, really works. Like you sleep, you learn new thing, sleep at 10, wake up at 7 or 8,
Mm.
and you don't need to try to memorize something. It's just naturally like
It's just you just
it
remember. It
comes
just
up in your
happens.
mind. Yeah, right. It's so effective.
Wow.
Like my new company, I started work 3 months ago,
Yeah.
and I got a new jobs and I learned many things from the company. And then for the first 2 weeks, I slept for like 10 hours every day. I went bed at 9 and wake up at 8.
Yeah.
It
Just to
just
learn and absorb that new kind of knowledge.
I just tried, and then also like it was very new company. Maybe I feel nervous and anxious, but
Mm.
those I could control my emotion very well because of the of sleep.
You know that when you talk about sleep and memory, I think I remember when I was in university, there was someone like there was a fair at the campus, and someone was I think and someone was selling chairs like kind of those massage chairs, but kind of designed for sleep. And that person, he told us a story about his son. Like also he's a business student and also is around in his 20s, and he got all straight A's. Why? Because he used a chair. He always naps during the day. He always naps during the day. Got straight A's, and we be like, ah, yeah, whatever you tell us doesn't matter because we know you want to sell this chair or this kind of product. But somehow, when I read this book and you told me right now, it kind of makes sense. Maybe he was right. Maybe he was right. But then I also remember I just did the opposite back in the days. I just cut on sleep. I remember one day I had two exams.
Mm.
No, actually it was three exams. I think it was kind of a Thursday and Friday. Thursday I had an exam until like afternoon, and then I had two exams on the other day, the next day, in the morning at maybe 9 a.m. till afternoon. And I just slept half an hour.
Oh yeah,
And I was
I
a
did.
kind of I was a bad student and didn't plan to learn ahead. So I just cut on sleep, slept half an hour. Yeah, I passed, but performance was bad. And I think I wish I had known this, like sleep, so I would have made it a success factor
Yeah.
to just study and yeah, get that knowledge in my brain.
As you said, it also changed my habits.
Hmm.
I was like you when I was a teenager and in the university. I was not a student who studied very hard. I
Hmm.
just want
Because you're
to
smart.
be, yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I like the praise from the teachers.
Hmm.
So I attended classes very, I would say, passionately. So
Mm-hmm.
teachers liked me. But I actually couldn't study after school by myself. Think I had an emotional issue. The biggest reason was probably because of lack of sleep,
Hmm.
I guess. So what I did at that time was just finish homework 30 minutes before the submission, and before submitting, like just right before the submission. And
Yeah.
submission, right? Submission.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And also like before, just right before the exam, I studied a bit, like, yeah, like for like 3 hours, but I basically couldn't concentrate because of my emotion. So I just didn't study at all. And like you, I stayed over all night for study and like slept for 2 hours, 1 hours, and went to school and took an exam. And then you cannot solve any math exams. Yeah, you cannot take math exam very well.
Depends on the exam.
All right.
Depends on the exam. Yeah, that's a big fallacy. But as a student, I believe for you, you think it's counterintuitive. Of course, what you think is, okay, if I have maybe 24 hours until the next exam, I can just crunch it all that knowledge that's required into my short-term memory. And sometimes it works, but I think the best way would be to be responsible and do it sustainably. Like take 1 week, maybe study 1 hour, 2 hours every day, but have that routine with the sleep. But it's something like if someone telling you this, I'm not sure if you can accept it and make it your routine. That's hard. Yeah.
It's difficult to accept the real fact.
Yes, yes, because it's not tangible. You cannot kind of measure it. But if someone telling you that it does work, even coming with studies, then still you don't believe it.
People think, young people, I think, when I was young, I thought like there are so many things to do. I don't have time to sleep like that. But now I think in a different way. I also still can do many things, and there are lots of things that I can do it. And it can be made by doing in advance, like preparing in advance, like for the exam. When I was young, as I said, I studied just one day before the exam, but now I just prepare step by step in advance, and I make enough sleep And then it's gonna lead me to the success, I think. So I changed my habits, and it took a long time. I just recently changed it. I tried almost like 2, 3 years after I read that book to change these habits. Mm, takes a long time.
Yeah. So that habit is basically also to sleep early and wake up.
Yeah, so I sleep, and also the book said, some people insist that they are like night owls,
Mhm.
so they sleep at 2 or 3. They say, "Oh, I'm more efficient during the night." But the book said, genetically, night owl people sleeps at 11.
Mhm.
The night owl is 11. So if you're an early sleeper, you sleep at 9.
Yes. So there's not much difference actually, or maybe on 2 hours max.
And there is also a research. The professor took all the students who insist themselves as a night sleeper, like night owls, and to the camping in the mountain. After one day, they start to sleep at 9.
I think that has to do something. I would assume something to do with routines. I think the number one and probably the only reason I sometimes sleep more often than I want, sleep late, is because I just need to do something that brings me to sleep or calms me down. And the first thought is, okay, I just watch some dumb reels, shorts, maybe a video or movie. And that's just how my brain works. And that I know it's bad, but still you do it.
Right.
And I think if you telling the about the study where students go to the mountains and suddenly they sleep at 9, I think God it has to do with the routine. Maybe they don't have the opportunity to use their phones or have a different routine before sleep. So, or maybe it's the fresh air in the mountains, or the external environment. No cars, no pollution. Maybe sleep better, and everything has to do with the routines and external environment. And also, I remember sometimes when I play a golf tournament, it's kind of on the countryside, and we're also booked into like kind of Airbnbs, bed and breakfast, not Airbnbs, bed and breakfasts, and usually it's very old houses, like from farmers, but it's so quiet outside, and the air is very fresh. So in summer nights, you just keep your windows open, and I think I got the best sleeps there, even though the mattress is shit, even though it's a for like unknown environment. But I think the air, the calmness makes the sleep very like qualitative good.
I also think like a new space, moving to like a new quiet space helps you sleep. Like, as you know, I have my home in the very countryside of South Korea,
Mm,
and it's very quiet, no city noise. So I think I can sleep very well. Also, I want to suggest to a morning workout. Yeah, I do boxing at 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning, and it's very effective, I think. You go gym at 7 or 8, and it will make you sleep at 10. Yeah, I think it's proved by myself. I proved it. Also, I quit caffeine for 3 weeks. For the one
mm,
month now, it's almost a 1 month.
mhm,
I had coffee like 3 or 4 cups of coffees per day.
mhm,
Yeah, I used to drink like that, but now I just totally quit it. I don't drink any caffeine stuff, only Coke Zero or some teas without caffeine.
mhm,
And for the first 1 week, my life was in pain. Quitting
mm.
caffeine is a very tough. It's like quitting a cigarette or tobacco. I had a
Yeah.
headache all day because the
Wow.
caffeine tightens your blood vessels.
Mhm,
So it makes your blood pressure higher because it's tightened,
mhm.
it becomes higher. So if you cut caffeine, it's gonna be loose
Yeah.
and you're gonna have a lower blood pressure.
Oh,
So you feel
oh,
so much headache for the first 3, 4 days.
like
Yeah,
constant headache or
constant headache, whole
wow.
afternoon, constant headache. So yeah, my anxiety level went very high. Yeah, it's also the side effect of quitting a caffeine and
Mm,
all and my stomach. I didn't feel well. I didn't I have a stomach issue. Yeah, and after 3 weeks has passed, I think I feel like kind of more natural.
mhm.
I can sleep much better than before.
How do you? I assume you drank your first coffee in the morning.
Now?
No, before. Did
Oh
you
yeah, yeah.
the first coffee in the morning, and then how about a second, third, and fourth? Is it just spread throughout the day?
Mostly yes, but I always drink coffee just before starting my work, like 8 or 9
Mm,
after gym.
mhm,
And I drink the second probably before the lunch, and I drink one more after lunch. And
mm.
if I feel too
Okay.
tired, I drink one more at like 4 or 3 or 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Just before you get tired and just getting a boost.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, coffee. Yeah. Actually, my wife also quit coffee. Not entirely, but she switched to matcha tea or matcha. It still has caffeine, but her body can absorb it better so she can still sleep. And that's when I haven't measured if caffeine has affected my sleep, but I think I haven't drunk any coffee for weeks now. No, that's not true, actually. I had one today afternoon, and yesterday I had one. No, but I just still drank much less coffee. Before it was kind of every morning. I had 2 shots in a cappuccino, and but after that, that's it. I haven't had any more coffee. But different to you, I don't feel any different, actually. I don't miss it. I don't feel headache. Yeah, it's hard. But also I usually drink coffee for the taste only, or maybe to digest, but not to get a boost.
You feel okay because your body still has a hope. They still think they can get more caffeine in the future. And actually, ChatGPT and many articles suggested like drinking less and less is better way
Mm,
to quit coffee. My way of quitting is a bit too
drastic.
drastic. Yes, it's
Yes,
very
it's always
drastic.
like this. You always tell me like those stories about like quit coffee from one day to the other. Then I mean sleep is good. You changed the habit. What else? Like what was it the diet you just started? Like eating less carbs or no carbs?
Zero, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
like
Kind of,
instead of
yeah.
the doctor giving you medicine.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just quit eating, kind of, almost quit.
yeah, quit eating. Yeah, and then I asked you about how about the yo-yo effect, and you said that doesn't matter. It's the future me who has to deal with it.
Yeah, it was kind of a fasting, and I do fasting. I sometimes do fasting like 3, 4 days,
Yeah.
5 days. Yeah,
Ah, yeah.
and
That's
yeah,
that's the starving sensation that you told me about.
mm,
Can you explain it again?
but what? Yeah, I don't know. You know, the 16-hour starving always helps you, and 8 hours eating like intermittent fasting.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, and whenever I always try to do that kind of like intermittent fasting. But sometimes when I meet the new environment, like new company,
Mm,
I kind of feel a bit, uh, let's say, anxious.
mm,
Then I don't feel very hungry, to
mm-hmm,
just to the new space and to get along with new people. I have to concentrate and consuming energy on it, and I don't feel that hungry. So I can
mm,
start very easily. It happens many times whenever I broke up with my girlfriend. Yeah, I feel,
yeah.
and actually that fasting helps a lot to control my emotions, I think. As you know, if you eat carbs, you start to feel very tired after like eating like rice, white rice and noodles. So I can avoid it.
You, for example, the dinner we had today was very few carbs. I think only a few fries, but mainly like steak and beans. Not beans, but yeah, like green beans. And I felt like I didn't feel full, but I know I ate enough. but there's something missing. But at the same time, you feel better. You don't feel sleepy or something. Yeah. On the other hand, if you have kind of a like heavy carbs lunch or something, you feel very sleepy
Right.
during the workday, and then you feel like I need a coffee, and I think the effects are much stronger. I feel like in the older ages.
It's like it says blood sugar spike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you always have that. I really try to avoid it now. When we were young,
Mm,
actually, I felt a serious like blood sugar spike, but I didn't know that is something wrong. I didn't know
uh-huh.
that's a problem, so I treated myself a bit like just badly. Like
Mm-hmm.
I treated myself unhealthy, but now there is something you have to do like work and the sports in the
Mm.
afternoon, so and I want to concentrate on it, so I really try hard to avoid those blood sugar spike.
You probably have seen it. It's about glucose. Is it the glucose queen? Queen? No. Glucose goddess. Her name is Glucose Goddess. And I think she is a major in she's a biochemist. She's a biochemist. And I think she has a video talking about glucose spikes and also in a very informative but very understandable way. I think you should watch it if you haven't. It talks about glucose spikes and how you can reduce it, the glucose spikes, and what kind of benefits it has. And she said you should start with the vegetables, then eat the proteins, and then the carbs, and then you can eat sugar. And my wife has done it like half a year before me, and she just showed me this again, or I think I encountered her in social media again. So I asked her about the glucose spikes. And when I watched that video, I was eating. I was eating dinner. And the next morning, I immediately started eating first the vegetables, then the proteins, carbs, and then the sugar. And it was so effective. It was so effective. Just like your realization with the memory and sleep, this was for me. And I felt yeah, it felt first, I didn't have any cravings. So you're just satisfied. Second, you just eat less. So, for example, in the mornings, we usually eat bread as carbs. So, very often we have some vegetables like peppers, cucumbers, and proteins. We have kind of not sausages, but sliced sausages, but there's an egg. And afterwards, I usually eat 3 slices of bread. But when I used that method, I was full after 1 slice of bread and I had no cravings for maybe until afternoon. Yeah. And I think if you haven't tried it, you should do it. Maybe lunch or dinner. It's amazing.
I think my way of eating is kind of like you. I didn't mean it, but because I always eat like a poke bowl. The
Yes. Yeah.
poke bowl is kind of like there is a avocado salad, like some rice
True.
and the salmons. Like so, it's
Yeah.
like yeah, that is science,
Yeah.
science. That was a science.
Yeah. But it's not, it's so easy because you don't have to miss out on any food. You just eat it in a different order. And I think Pokeball, I would just mix it. I would
Actually, I do
just
the
mix
same.
the Pokeball.
I'm an
Yeah,
Asian, so I have to start eating with the rice. I
yeah,
first eat a bite of rice.
yeah. So always rice first, or a bit of kimchi.
Dodo kimchi. I'm not a big fan of.
But in Korea you have panchan. Panchan?
Yeah, yeah, but not
Yeah,
in a
that's usually
poke store.
no. But usually that's vegetables.
Right, right,
So
mostly.
that should be good. And also what I noticed for example, when we went to a birthday party, a friend of my wife, she's French, and she ate her salad first. So there was a side salad, and there was kind of a noodle dish, a heavy noodle dish with cheese. And she very diligently just ate the salad first. And
Maybe she watched that
in
video.
I was in my schnitzel, my pork chop, and I haven't touched the salad. And I asked her, so do you purposely eat salad first? And then she said, no, it's just the French thing. It's how we usually do it. And then if you think about it, it's according like my observations were, for example, in Greek restaurants, they usually also serve you a side salad, a Greek salad made of cucumber, tomatoes, onions, and they always serve it to you first. Even
Right,
in
right.
German restaurants, they always serve you the salad first, and then they give you the main dish.
Western restaurants always have a salad as an appetizer, I think.
Yeah,
I don't choose it, but I don't order it. So it's, on that.
yeah,
That's why French people are not relatively thin, I think, maybe.
yes, yes, but not healthy because they smoke.
And drink too many wines.
Yeah,
Wines too much.
yeah. But I'm not sure if it's about the glucose spikes, but still, it's an interesting observation. If it's really based on that thought, I think it would be amazing to me actually. Yeah.
Yeah, whether it's right or wrong, I think it's good way to follow those habits because
Mm.
it will make you less hungry when you eat the carbs or the meats. So yeah, it lowers the consumption.
Yeah, it's very easy to start, but it's hard to keep going actually. But I always it's just haunting me. I always think of it. You should
It's
try it.
impressive.
It's quite nice actually. So you also talked about exercise in the morning. You suggest doing exercise right after you get up.
It doesn't need to be right after, but only in the morning would be helpful, I think. I
Mm,
wake up at 7 and went to gym around 8.
yeah.
So yeah, it's not right after, but I consume so much energy on it to like jump ropes and like the circuit trainings and to like punchings, and it just so I arrived company at 9 or about like 9:30 or 10,
Hmm.
and I'm already woke up.
Yes.
Sometimes like you wake up at 8 and arrive at the office at 9, you still feel like kind of like tired, right?
Yeah. You're just not very awake.
Mm-mm-mm,
So
right, right.
maybe yeah, you're not concentrated.
But I can start the day very energetic from the 9. Like my mind is very clear. I have the to-do list, very clear to-do list in my mind.
Yeah. You kind of because I can tell the same story about the feeling after you have a very like cardio exercise. You feel very focused afterwards. Okay, maybe you're tired, you're physically tired, but your mind is very focused and you can really laser eyes on a task. Whatever you do, even cleaning, doing exercise or whatever you want to do. And I think last time we recorded a podcast last week, I also went to the cycling class at like 6 p.m. And I think that kind of yeah made me want to sleep very late naturally. Usually I don't do it, but I think I felt like doing it. So yeah, this those exercises I think is always a refresher, even like either during the day or in the morning. But I feel like it's so hard to go to the gym, not working out in the gym. Do you feel the same? Like going to the gym is harder than exercising.
Yeah, that's why I recommend you to go in the morning. I just don't think. Wake up, leave
Ah,
home, and go gym just immediately. Know what? I don't wash, like just go.
yeah, that's a good tip.
I leave home in like 10 minutes after I wake up.
Just put on some clothes. And what do you do in the gym? Is it the same gym where you do your boxing classes?
Yeah, yeah. They have
Yeah.
all the facilities, the equipments there. When I arrive, I do jump ropes.
Mm.
It's a
As a warm
routine
up?
of the boxing gym.
Mm.
Like 10 minutes, 10
Wow.
minutes jump rope and some. Yeah, they have a timer always, like 3 minutes timer. One round is 3 minutes, so I
Mm.
do jump rope for 3 rounds, shadow boxing 3 rounds, and a lesson 1 or 2 rounds, and punching bag
Yeah.
3 rounds. They always provide that heat exercise, like
High intensity training. High intensity interval training.
right, 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 right.
Shit.
Yeah.
And
So it's
how long does one class take? Is it 1 hour?
1 hour was like, yeah, almost
Yeah.
exactly.
Wow. And you do it twice a week.
Yeah, I used to go every day for the first month, but I try to go less because of back pain.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
sometimes have, yeah, some like pain. I feel pain sometimes.
Yeah. That's why you have to take care of yourself. But I I think in the peak time I also went to CrossFit. I think it's the same as HIIT training. And I was so motivated that sometimes I went 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Not every day. That's too crazy. And after 3 or 4 weeks, 5 weeks, my performance declined significantly because I didn't know what it was. Maybe I was just thinking that I just becoming worse or the exercise getting tougher. But I think it's just I didn't had enough rest, and this is where sleep comes in again, diet comes in, and also some breaks in between those exercises. And I think for me, no, I'm not the most sporty guy, so and don't have any routines to recover properly. So your body is weaker and weaker week by week, and then at some point I just skipped classes, maybe 2 times a week, 1 time a week, no show, and then you're getting out of this exercise routine. So what I'm trying to do now is to do at least once per week, like the cycling class, and then if I feel good, I do it twice, and usually I don't do more than 3 exercises, like classes per week, because it's just to I don't want to make it obsessive to keep it going.
I want to go to the like a proper gym, casual gym, like they have like equipments,
Hmm.
like showers. And I'm gonna move next week, as you know. So there is actually a gym. So I want to go gym after. Anyway, I'm gonna quit my job after 1 week anyway. So I wanna do two exercises one day. Like first in the morning I go to gym. Second, I wanna do some cardios in like boxing gyms. Boxing is basically related to cardio, so
Yeah.
or like cycling.
So currently it's a boxing studio, not a proper gym.
No, but they have every equipment, but
Yeah,
it's a boxing
yeah,
studio,
yeah.
right?
And the place you're moving to, it's just let's say a regular gym with the machines in the building.
Right, right.
Well, that's nice. I also like for this year, like 2025, I also try to get into that gym routine with the machines, and it just doesn't attract me. And somehow it's so tough by yourself to say, okay, let's do this set of the second set, the third set. Let's go to the next machine and do this maybe twice a week or 3 times a week. It's hard because it's because it's physically hard, but because it's boring. Yeah. So I always kind of joke with a friend who will be having a wedding this year, and he's working out so hard. He's like, send me a photo of him in the gym at like 7 a.m. And I'd be like, okay, I just woke up.
Yeah, it's lucky that he doesn't send you the half naked picture.
I don't know how he does it, but I assume he has a goal and he's very diligent. And I try to push myself through him, but it somehow it doesn't work. Somehow it doesn't work.
So don't like the gym that much. Gym is not my thing, but now recently, as I said, like I changed my habit, like doing step by step every day, doing
Yeah.
things step by step every day. And now I don't think that much, I think. I just do it. It's a challenge, you know.
Mm.
I always quit like going to gym every time I tried, but because I don't like that workout.
Yeah.
As you
With the
said, like
machines
yeah, with the machines
doing sets.
routine, right? I really hate it, but yeah, that is anyway in that new apartment. That is the most convenient thing.
True.
Just take elevator, drive to gym, start
Yeah.
workout.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I just love the spinning classes or the cycling
Mm.
classes. It's just you cannot quit. The hardest part is going there. And luckily it's only 2 minutes by walk for me. And
Or
we're just
two
in this
minutes.
class. Yeah. 2 minutes. Only the elevator's faster. I just go there and then actively it's only 40 minutes of high intensity, and they always have 1 minute breaks, like so 1 minute break, 5 minutes push, 4 or 5 minutes push, and then it's always repeating. They also play that kind of techno music. It keeps your heart pumping before you even start it. And it's dark, and LEDs, like,
Like a club.
yeah, just like a club. And if I go there before noon, you just feel so fresh for the day. But I sleep worse, actually. After any exercise, my sleep is so bad.
Because you do it too late, maybe?
No. Okay, sometimes I do it in the noon or in the evening, but usually I do it before noon. Yeah. So sometimes I even eat magnesium, so it should help with the muscle soreness. But still, my sleep is very bad. And you know how I also bought that Whoop band. Do you know Whoop? WHOOP. It's a fitness band, fitness tracker, and it also showed me the sleep performance. Actually, the Whoop band is something I bought right after I read that book Why We Sleep, and it tracks your sleep, and you can have a kind of like a diary, so you can select what you ate, what exercises you did, whether you watched your phone before going to sleep. And after a few months it shows you the correlation, if it affects your sleep. And one of them was, once I did kind of heavy exercise, my sleep performance is very bad. So that's what kind of interesting.
Should ask ChatGPT about it.
I haven't yet, but I think I will try. Maybe I
I
kind of
just
need a massage or ice bath.
I just searched about the band and it looks very attractive, but so expensive. Don't
It
you have
is
an Apple
expensive.
Watch?
You know, Apple Watch is actually better in tracking sleep than the Whoop band. The Whoop band, what I like about it is it doesn't have a display. Yeah, I tried to wear our Apple Watch for I think four times and always sold them again. But the Whoop band, I only subscribed 2 years. Yeah, two times, but always used at like 3 months or 4 months of it,
So is
because
this
it
a
keeps,
soft
yeah, it's repeating and repeating the same results. So I'm not interested in it. There's so many features, and I think in general it's really well done. But for me, it's, I just don't wear anything. I hate to wear anything. But I think the results are kind of quite interesting. Why do I know that Apple Watch is better in tracking sleep? Is I watched a lot of videos about sleep trackers. Which one's the most accurate? I think there's the YouTube channel. I can't remember his name, but he's a sleep scientist and he has tested different devices scientifically. And Apple Watch is the top.
I also like the Apple Watch, but this is too huge. This like having this watch on the wrist when you sleep disturbs your sleep in the
Yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah,
It's too huge.
yeah. You take it off before sleep?
When I
Yeah.
had the smaller version, I used to wear it when I sleep, but this one is too big.
Mm, yeah.
I know it has the
Yeah,
best sleep tracking system, but I cannot do that.
I also don't like the idea of wearing a device next to me while sleeping. So it feels weird. It feels like it giving you random like those signals. But the Whoop band is so good actually. You almost don't feel it. It's just
So good.
very it's just very annoying.
I
I
want it.
should if you come to Germany, I will just give it to you. I think I have 2 months left.
So
Yeah.
it's a subscription base, not a purchase model.
No, it's a subscription based model and you get that device for free. But minimum subscription is, I think, 1 year. So that's the bad thing about it. And a friend of mine also, he was interested in all the data the band can gather, and he was also very fascinated by it. And but still, he didn't use it for a whole year, and he will not continue. Yeah, it's just always delivering same results, and at some point, it's just very bothersome to charge it and that kind of thing.
Right. I'd better buy a Mi Band, Xiaomi Band, cheap,
Yeah,
small
super
sleep
cheap.
trackers.
And there's also a ring you can wear. Do you know the Aura ring? It's spelled Oura. I'm not sure if you rather wear a ring.
Ring is, I think, I can buy a Samsung Galaxy Ring in South Korea.
I don't want you to consume stuff like this because we talked about this. But yeah, I mean, I rather see it as kind of a health device, not fitness tracker, I think. And I think if you're aware of the importance of sleep and also exercise, of course, but obviously the Whoop band in particular is kind of focused on the sleep part because it also shows you the stage of recovery and how much your body was stressed through exercise. And if you, for example, have a lot of exercise during the day and the next day after you sleep, it will show a score how much you recovered. And if it's in the red, the app will suggest you to take it low that day.
That's
Yeah. And it's very easy, but I mean, it's not easy, but how they recommend it is quite easy. I think they should sponsor us.
yeah, in the future, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, there are so many things to talk about health, but
Yeah.
we end up in tech.
We're tech nerds. Tech nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those tech are helpful. Those tech are helpful. Yeah. I mean, we talked about sleep. I think, would you say sleep is the biggest part, like the biggest driver of health? I would say
Yeah.
it's sleep, it's exercise, and it's diet. Which one of those is you think it's also sleep? Okay. Yeah. I also think like that.
Sleep is, I do everything for a good sleep.
Mm,
My daytime, my daily routine is for the good sleep.
mm.
Yeah, the book changed me.
How about how about the second most important factor for you?
As you said, I think the weight,
So it's
sleep and weight,
exercise.
is not
Weight.
just about the exercise. Yeah, you don't need to exercise if you are slim, I think. If you're not how to say, overweight.
I think personally it's diet. Diet is my second most important factor for health, just because it's kind of the fuel you're taking in, and that's why whatever you eat kind of like defines your weight, of course, and the different kind of moods you have or feelings after that meal kind of dictates how you feel during the day. Yeah, the third thing is probably exercise, then, obviously. The third most important factor, but still, I think those kind of three factors are, none of them are, you cannot leave any of them out, unfortunately. Yeah.
Basically, I think just preventing obesity is the biggest part. If you don't have a good sleep, you will have obesity in the
Mm,
future because it's very difficult to control the appetite.
yeah.
And it affects your temper, and you cannot control yourself easily during the daytime.
That's what
Especially,
you said. You when you have a bad sleep, it's hard for you to control yourself during the day. And then it affects the food you're eating that day. And maybe you're also not feeling going to the gym because you woke up late, something like this. And it's just, yeah, it's like dominoes. It's just trickling down.
it raises your anxiety level, and it
Yeah,
prevents you from sleeping well, and it's
yeah,
a vicious cycle, as you said.
yeah. So sleep is the basis. That's good. That's nice because now it's almost 2 a.m. and we're talking about how
So, so,
sleep
you,
is
so you
important.
have to go sleep.
No, I think it's a very important topic, and I think we can even do another episode. I think one of the more interesting figures in the health industry, as far as I know, is Brian Johnson. Do you know him?
Johnson? No idea.
He's trying to live forever. or maybe for a very long time. And he is kind of, I'm not sure if it's the right term, but biohacking. And
That one I
he
know, yeah.
also, yeah, and he also said sleep for him is non negotiable. So he will do everything around that sleep, even if he has kind of a dinner appointment or has a dinner invitation. He will always sleep at the same time. I think he sleeps at 9 or something. He always sleeps at 9. And he also keeps very lot of like track of his sleep performance. And I think he's the world's, let's say, most successful or the person with the highest scores in sleep.
I don't want to sleep forever. I don't want to live forever, but I can accept my uh if I have physical issue. I can accept the physical issues, but
Yes.
I don't think I can accept my mental issues. Sleep affects your mental issues and also physical issues. Like
it's
let's
it's all it's always body and mind, right? Yeah. Yeah,
sound
he's
mind,
very
sound body.
interesting. Yeah. It's very interesting. Let me end this podcast by I think one of his thought that stuck in my head. He said kind of aging is something that is dictated by your brain. Dying or aging is the cause of degenerating cells, and you cannot renew the cells. And he said, if you think that you will age and die, your body will react accordingly. So why is he saying that? He's saying that because he had a depression, and he had a depression that hard that his mind told him you should end your life. And that moment he realized, I cannot trust my brain or my conscious, because why would my brain or my consciousness want me to die? So naturally, I shouldn't accept that I am aging or I'm gonna die. So that's his thought. Yeah,
Interesting.
that's very interesting, right? That means if you have a positive attitude, you can live forever.
Anyway, positive attitude I think changes how you look.
Mm,
If you have a positive attitude, people see you differently, I think.
yeah,
Look younger.
yeah. Is it the glow?
Yeah, I
You
think,
know,
yeah, kind of, yeah, it's kind of cool. But dying is totally based on gene, I think. It's genetical thing.
it's far fetched, yeah, but I see the logic behind it at least. Yeah, yeah. But it's
Yeah,
interesting. I mean,
yeah.
science nowadays, you can extend your life. Like inflation, the age has also inflated. You live
Mm,
longer, you have different medicine, you have different treatments, you have different nutritions, you have different ways of extending your life. And usually people argue with look at the pharmacy industry nowadays. You can extend your life. But I think naturally it should be the basics that dictate the length of your life, not necessarily the pharmacy. So yeah, that's I think that's a big topic, and we can make another episode about maybe about Brian Johnson or
Brian
other
Johnson.
topics.
He has a documentary on Netflix,
Yeah,
right?
he's
Yeah, I just found it.
he became really big, and I recommend you to watch a few videos also about his diet. And I mean, he's a self-made millionaire or billionaire, I don't know, and he's putting all his money in this kind of science project, and
I
that's
saw the
quite
news.
impressive. That's quite impressive.
Anyway,
Okay,
you need to go sleep because sleep is so
yeah,
important.
we're talking about sleep, and I should go to sleep. But I'm very pumped. Maybe I should go to the gym.
Do some meditation.
Meditation is also another thing. I think maybe not for this podcast, but meditation is something I just cannot do. I don't know how. I think I believe in it, but it's hard for me to exercise it. Yeah. Okay. On that note, I think I need some sleep, and let's end it here. Thank you for this talk. It was very interesting and insightful, and I hope we can do another one on that kind of broader health topic. All right.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
have a good day, whatever you have to do today. And I'm going to heading to bed now.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.